Welcome to Run and Become. Today we're going to focus on shin splints, something that most runners will have experienced at some time or other, and something that can feel completely devastating for your running, for your training, for your goals. They can stop you completely short from doing any kind of running. But the good news is that if you know what to do, you can actually recover. Most of the time you can recover pretty quickly. So we will just go over what exactly is, we'll clarify what is shin splints, and then I'm going to share with you a few stretches, mobilizations, which can really make a difference and get those shin splints running away. So first up, let's just clarify what shin splints are. You've got your shin bone running down the front here, and if you're getting pain on either side of the shin bone, that means you've got shin splints. But it doesn't just have to be there. It can be around to the back of the Achilles as well, down the lower part of the leg, close to the ankle. Generally the pain will be stabbing, like a knife stabbing into you, but around the bottom and around the sides it can be more of a sharp ache or a general, considerable discomfort. It's all related to shin splints. So why do we get shin splints? Well, there can be all sorts of reasons. The first thing that you want to do is get your gait analysed, get your running shoes checked, because if you're not getting the correct support, that can be a classic cause of shin splints. Once you've got that established and sorted, then there are other things to look at. Usually overuse or sort of building up too quickly. Shin splints are very common if you're coming back to running after a break. If you're starting running, it's quite common. Also, if you're building up to a new distance, you're doing your first marathon, during the training you encounter shin splints. It's to do with overuse. But as I said before, there are very effective things that you can do to really mitigate this. So this is your first exercise, and out of everything I'm going to show you today, this is the important one. This one will make more difference than anything else. So as you can see, you want your calf muscles resting on a chair, and then you want to just lie down, as I will show you in a second. And what this does is it nicely stabilizes the hips, has the rest of the body nice and relaxed as we target this whole area down here. And as I come down, lie down, nice and relaxed, and it's very simple. I'm going to turn my ankles 20 times in one direction, and then I would turn them 20 times in the other direction, and then 20 times up and down. This might seem like the simplest thing in the world. It is the simplest thing in the world, but it is so effective, because what it's doing is it is moving all the tendons and joints and muscles leading into your ankles. It is activating the calf muscle, which is a source of a lot of the problem with the shin splints, most commonly, because as they get tighter and they contract, they are pulling on where they're attached to, which is the shin bone, hence the pain there. And it's getting the blood pumping through that area, and nothing else will activate this area as well as this exercise. And the whole time you're doing it, you're not actually, it's not weight bearing, you're not putting any extra pressure on it. And I don't have shin splints at the moment, but I've got slightly stiff calves. And already, just in the time that I've been doing this and talking to you, ow, it's happening down in the calf and ankle region. I can really feel it getting to work there. So that is the best exercise. 20 times one way, 20 times the other way, 20 times up and down. So those exercises, best thing to do is to do them right before going to bed. You can even do it on your bed, maybe, just quickly. It doesn't take more than a couple of minutes, and it's really, really effective. You can also do a version of that when you're seated at your desk. You start rotating your ankles one way and the other way and up and down. Another thing that's very good is to try and write the alphabet with your feet. And as you're doing that, you're just really getting everything moving, mobilizing all the little bits and pieces in here, and that really helps to get the energy flowing again in your shins and get recovery happening. If you've got quite acute shin splints, then you've also got the option of getting an ice pack This is a particular shin wrap, and it literally will run all the way down here, and it straps on at the back, and that can really help to alleviate the pain, and again, the ice aspect of it will help with your recovery. Okay, so we have done some mobilisation to get everything moving through the shin splint area, or the shin area, and into your feet. And now we're going to work on really stretching out the calf. Now there are many different calf stretches. This is a good one for shin splints, not only because it's very effective calf stretch, but also because you can really get more deeply into it, take your time with it, and really ease off the tension there. Again, without it being weight bearing, which is handy. So for this, you want your TheraBand. You're going to pop it over the foot, but focusing on the ball of the foot. You need to have a good coverage there, so don't let it ruck up under your arch, because that's not going to help you much. And then from that point, we're going to roll backwards, and the other leg keep as is comfortable, but you do want to keep some tension so that again you're stabilizing your hips, always a good thing to do. Or if it's more comfortable, just bend your knee and like that. And then you're just going to try and keep this knee pushed backwards, locked, the leg as straight as possible. And whoops. Then just relaxing your upper body, take a deep breath in and pull towards you. You really want your toes coming down to meet your nose as much as possible. And that will target more the calf muscle than the hamstring. You're getting a bit of a hamstring stretch here as well, and that's all nice and good, but we're focusing mostly on the calf. And from that point, just let it ease in there, or ease out rather. And then after maybe 10 seconds, take another deep breath and just try and pull a bit more, increase the tension. And breathe into it as well. Imagine you're breathing into your calf muscle, and letting all that tension just ease slowly, slowly away. Remembering to keep that knee straight, locked, and then ease the tension again. It doesn't matter if you're flexible and you can get your leg further than I can, or your flexibility just means you can only get it there. That is fine. The important thing is that your toes are coming towards the ground as much as possible. You're giving good tension in there, that you're pushing your knee back to keep your leg straight, and nicely feeling the stretch in here. And give it, if you can, give it 2 minutes. 2 minutes of stretching. If it gets intense, then just ease back for a second, lower the leg, maybe readjust your TheraBand, and then pull back up. And then, of course, do it on the other side. Even if you've only got shin splints on one leg, don't ignore the other one, because the best way to get it on both legs is to ignore the other one. So that exercise is really good to do after you've been out running. If the shin splints are so bad that you can't do any exercise, then you can do it any time of day. But it's good post-exercise. Another version of that is when you get back home, just sort of take your doorstep or the first step on your flight of stairs. Make sure that you can hold on ideally to both sides of something, the wall on both sides, and just put your toes on the edge of the step, and then just let your heels drop down towards the floor. And again, you don't want to jerk it, you don't want to push it, just let your own body weight be sort of your form of stretch, and the power behind the stretch. The important thing there is to keep everything in alignment. Don't find, if you're holding onto a banister or something and you're sticking your bum out because you're leaning forward, that's not going to give you much of a stretch. You want to try and keep ankles to knees, to hips, to ears, to shoulders to ears in line, and then ease your body backwards, and that will intensify the stretch. Again, it's a nice gradual stretch. Lastly, you can also use your grid to really ease out these calf muscles. I warn you, it is painful. So you just pop the grid down, and either you can start by leaving the other leg on the floor, or if you really want to get in deep, you can put it over the top, and then you just roll upwards and down. You can even, I'm not going to do it because it's too painful. Well, I'll show you one version of it. You can bring the weight of your body off the ground and then roll up and down. If I put this leg on top of this, I would be howling. But that is also a very good option. And that just really gives a thorough massage into your calf muscles, gets the blood pumping in there, and eases out those super tight muscles. And there we have it. So if you do those exercises and stretches, you should find that it makes a real difference to your shin splints, really get you on that road to recovery. Don't forget to make sure that you get your shoes checked, that they are correctly supported for you, because that makes a big difference. And before you know it, you'll be out running free of pain again, we hope. That's the aim. Definitely take it steady though. If you've got acute shin splints, ease right back on the mileage, maybe stop altogether for a week, do these exercises, and then ease back into it again. And everything should be good. So, thank you for joining me. If you've got any questions or comments, then please do let me know just down below. And if you would like more videos like this from Run and Become, just sign up to our newsletters and they'll come straight into your inbox.